What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Braven podcast. This is Buck Grant, and I have something to say. So listening to the Jocko Willink podcast just recently, and he was talking about his physical experience in BUD/S. If you don't know who Jocko is, he's a former Navy SEAL, and he's a leader in business entrepreneur. And one of the things he spoke about was if you had to look at your body as a type of vehicle, what would it be? And he said there was various different types of body types in SEALs, but you had some that were people who could run really, really fast. You had some that were people who could run really long distances really fast. And Jocko was neither one of those. What he did say he was able to do was to ruck. He could ruck for a long distance of time. If you're not sure what rucking is the ability to hike long distances and carry a heavy load. Heavy load was one of the topics that we talked about in one of the previous podcasts. And he said that ability to be durable and to sustain that effort for a long period of time was more indicative of a SEAL than the ability to run really fast or for run really long distances, because generally a SEAL is a person who is carrying a heavy load at all times. You see them stripped down when they're doing their trainings on videos, but in real operations, they're carrying a ton of gear on them, and they have to be able to carry that load. And he said if you were to compare your body to a car, what would you rather it be? A Porsche or a 4x4? And he said he was a 4x4. 4x4 is durable. It can run different terrains. It is not super dependent on the world around it. It has the ability to adapt and overcome any environment. Contrast, take a Porsche. A Porsche is a really, really fast car, but the environments around it have to be absolutely perfect for it to perform. The road has to be completely flat. The weather has to be nice. Everything has to conform to a very perfect scenario in order for it to perform well. And that made me think greatly about how we perceive ourselves in the world. Many of us perceive ourselves as Porsches. We expect the world to be absolutely perfect around us in order for us to be in the world. And the reality is we have very little control over that. Being a 4x4, being something that is durable, being something that is time-tested, battle-proven, able to withstand heavy loads and continue to move forward no matter what, is something to be admired. It's also something that can be trained. It isn't something that is inherently always born with. Some people are more born durable, born like 4x4s than others, but anyone can work on their ability to be tough, to be able to move forward without quitting, and to have this indomitable type spirit. Anyone can have that. And it is something to be admired in a human being, and it's something to be sought after as a human being. I, for one, love Jeeps. The reason I love a Jeep is because it's classic. It's classic in the sense that its look has stayed relatively the same since the inception of the Jeep. It did not change stylistically with the world around it. It stayed consistent. And its consistency is the mark of a Jeep. Now, I'm not here to argue cars with anyone. I couldn't argue that with you. I'm arguing the concept of being something classic, of being a 4x4 over something that is fragile. Be something anti-fragile, as we spoke of before. This is Buck Grant signing off, and always reminding you to be brave, to be bold, and to always choose courage.